What's up, movie fans? Guys, so Pixar, the greatest movie studio ever, just released a brand new movie, and this was my most anticipated movie of 2021, Luca. So this movie's plot is that it's about this one sea monster kid whose name is Luca, which is why the movie's called Luca. Okay, so it's about this one sea monster kid named Luca who, when he goes up to, the surface, he, turns into, a human. His parents tell him that the surface is dangerous and that he shouldn't go up there, but he meets this one sea monster boy named Alberto who lives up in the surface, and he starts going up to the surface quite often with him. So then his parents find out about that, so they try to send him away somewhere so that he can't go up there anymore. So then Luca and Alberto go to this one human town to try and hide from his parents, but they also need to make sure that nobody there finds out that they're sea monsters. So yeah, that's the plot of this movie. I'm gonna talk about everything I liked about it and then everything that I didn't like, just like how I normally do reviews. So first off, everything I liked about this movie. I think the best thing about this movie is that I really like a lot of the characters in this movie. Luca and Alberto are obviously the main two characters. They're developed really well. The bond that they have and the friendship that they form is developed very well. Basically everything that happened between them was believable. It's not just them though. Every single character in this whole movie, even if they're side characters, I feel like they're all fleshed out really well, and I really, enjoyed a lot of the characters in this movie. There's Julia, the one girl that they meet when they go to the town. I thought that she was developed really well. Luca and Julia's parents have, distinct, personalities, and, I just like a lot of the characters. The least developed character in the movie would be, the villain bully character, but he doesn't really need to be developed, so, that doesn't matter. I just really think that all of the characters were developed well. This movie is also just, extremely enjoyable. Two words that I've heard a lot of people describe this movie as, in their reviews are charming and wholesome, and yeah, I would have to, agree with those words for describing this movie. This is a really fun movie. It's very funny. A lot of the movie is, really hilarious. There are multiple times where I laughed. It's Pixar, so there are also some pretty sad moments, too. It's just, a really enjoyable, heartfelt movie. And then, obviously, the animation is amazing. This is just something that is kind of just expected, because it's Pixar. But yeah, the animation in this movie is really good. And it has a different style than most Pixar movies, which I really like. The characters, a lot of people have compared them to, looking like stop motion, and I feel like that's true. It looks very different than a lot of other things that Pixar has done. So that's everything that I liked about the movie. Now, getting into some things that I didn't like as much. First off, this movie is way simpler than a lot of Pixar movies normally are. Its plot is pretty straightforward. I wouldn't classify it as being that big of a problem. I just didn't expect it as much because this is a Pixar movie. I don't know, I just, feel like I was caught off guard by that. And then the other thing that I didn't really like about this movie is there's one scene at the end. It's kind of like the big resolution of the movie. I'm not gonna spoil it. But it feels like it happens way too fast. I feel like when you see the movie and you see the scene that I'm talking about, you'll know. I feel like it was kind of rushed. Those are my only two problems with this movie, though. Besides that, Luca is pretty good. So I feel like Pixar, like ever since Coco came out, has been in kind of like a renaissance era. Like kind of like how Disney, they had like their golden age, then they had a dark age, and then they had a renaissance, and now like they've had two eras since then, but those are those are three Disney eras. And with Pixar, a lot of people agree that they have kind of gone through the same thing. From Toy Story to Toy Story 3, that was their golden age. Cars 2 to Cars 3 was their dark age. But a lot of people seem to agree that they have kind of entered a renaissance ever since Coco, because all of the movies that they've made so far since then have been good. Now, this one, I still think that this one is continuing the renaissance because it's still a good movie, but I do have to admit this is probably my least favorite out of those 6 movies that they've made in that era. I still really like it though. Luca is a really good movie. It's not one of my favorite Pixar movies ever, but it's still very good. Also, by the way, in my Soul review, or not my Soul review, like the video I made after that, I mentioned that I wouldn't be ranking the Pixar movies yet because I feel like I need to like refresh my memory on some of them. My next video on my channel is gonna be my re-ranking of all the Pixar movies, because I do feel like I've refreshed my memory on enough of them. Like, I rewatched basically all of them. So yeah, my next video is ranking all of them. So overall, I'm gonna give Luca a 7.5 out of 10. I do think that it is a pretty good movie. And yeah, I recommend that you watch it. If you liked the video, then like and subscribe, and see ya, movie fans.